Welcome to this evening stretch to unwind from the day and relax. We'll begin in child's pose. So you have the option to keep your knees together, or you could take them wider and then walk the hands forward. Slowly lower yourself down. Resting the forehead on the mat, starting with a few moments of stillness. Deepening the breath. Slowly letting go of the day. Turn your head to the right and thread the left arm under your right. You have the option to keep your right arm resting on the mat, or you could reach your arm up to the sky to twist the chest open, make a fist with your hand and start to roll out your wrist. Turning the hand a few times in a clockwise motion. And then a few times going anti-clockwise. Come back into a neutral child's pose, unthreading the arm. Then turn your head to the left, thread the right arm under the left. And you have the option to keep the left arm resting on the mat, or you could reach the arm up to the sky, make a fist with the hand and start to roll out the wrist. This time starting with an anti-clockwise motion. And then going clockwise. Come back into a neutral child's pose. And then make your way up into tabletop. Extend the right leg back. And then stack right hip over left. So you're turning your body open. Reach your right arm overhead for supported side plank. Then just like you're tucking a piece of hair behind your ear, draw the right arm back. Draw the arm past your ear to open the chest. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, extend the arm back out. Inhale, start brushing the hand past your ear, opening your chest. And exhale, reaching the arm forwards. Final time, inhale as you draw the arm back and the chest open. Exhale, reach your arm back overhead. Then push the floor away, windmill the arms, come up into gate pose. Rest the right hand against your leg, reach the left arm up and over as you bend to the right. Start to turn your chest open so you begin to feel some length down the left side torso. Holding for a breath in. Exhale, windmill the arms, come down into tabletop. Moving on to the other side, extend the left leg. Then stacking left hip over right, reaching left arm overhead, coming back to a supported side plank. Then with your inhale, draw the left arm back as if you're drawing your hair past your ear, opening the chest. Exhale, reach the arm overhead. Inhale, draw the arm back, open your chest as you go. Exhale, reaching forwards. Final time, inhale. Opening the chest. And exhale, reaching forwards. Press the floor away, windmill the arms, come up into gate pose. Then resting left hand on the leg, right arm reaches overhead as you bend to the left. Reach through the right fingertips, find that sensation of lengthening down the right side. Holding for an inhale. As you exhale, windmill the hands, come down and back to tabletop. Lift your left knee out to the side and start to draw circles, bringing the knee back and down. Out to the side, back and down. A few more times. Just releasing any stiffness in the left hip. And cross your left knee behind the back of your right. Open the feet to the side to create space. And then sit all the way back in that space. You have two options here. You could either rest your hands on your knees, or you could bring the left arm up the back and reach the right arm overhead to draw the hands together. Doesn't matter if they don't quite reach, you could just hold them in space. If they do reach, you could clasp the fingers. And finding a few moments of stillness. Now is a great opportunity to check in with your breath. Release the hands if you've got them behind your back. You may want to just rest your arms by your side, roll your shoulders out a few times. Then hug the top leg in towards your chest. Extend the bottom leg down the mat. Wrap the left arm around the top leg. Place the right hand behind you and gently twist to your right. Lift from the crown of your head on your inhale. Find that sense of lengthening your spine. With your exhale, gently twisting to the right. So you start to feel some rotation through the spine. Slowly release the twist. Keep the legs as they are. Bring your hands to your left side. So counter twist to the left. You could press the right arm against the top leg just to help you twist a little bit further. Hold for breath in. Exhale and release. You can swing your legs round, come back to tabletop. This time drawing the right knee out to the side, back and behind. Mobilizing the right side hip a few times. Then crossing the right knee behind the back of the left. Open the feet wide and sit back in the space behind you. Options here are to rest the hands on your knees, or this time you could bring the right arm up the back and the left arm overhead. Finding what works for you. So you could hold your clothing, you could hold a strap, or your hands if they're within reach. And coming back to a steady breath as you pause here. Release the hands if they're in a bind. Again, you may want to roll out your shoulders a few times. Then hugging the top leg into your chest, extend the bottom leg down the mat. Right arm will wrap around the top leg, left hand will place behind you to support you into the twist. With each inhale, lift and lengthen from the crown of your head. With each exhale, slowly turn your chest to the left, gazing over the left shoulder if it feels okay for your neck. Release the twist. Keep the legs as they are. Bring your hands to the right side. Gentle counter twist to your right. You could press against the top leg to help you twist a little deeper. Hold for a breath in. And release the twist with your breath out. You can extend both legs in front of you. And placing the hands behind you, come up onto tented fingers. Bend your knees and start to knock your knees from side to side. The next time the knees fall to the left, place both hands on your left side, gently twisting to turn around. You have the option to stay up here on your fingertips, or you could come down to the forearms if that works for you. Hold for a breath in. Exhale, release the twist, lifting the knees up, taking them over to the right side, placing the hands on your right side as you turn around. Again, option to stay on the fingertips, or you could come further down to the forearms. Hold for a breath in. Exhale the breath out and release the twist. Then crossing your ankles, bring your feet in, and you can rock forwards, coming back into tabletop. Keeping your hips stacked on top of your knees, walk your hands forwards and come up onto tented fingers. With your exhale, start to let your belly dip down, sinking the chest down to the mat. We're taking a more gentle variation of poppy pose here. So the aim isn't to come all the way down to the ground. The aim is just to start to feel some opening through the chest and the shoulders. And if more space is available, slowly with each breath, you can let yourself sink a little deeper. Deepening the breath as you start to feel some extension through the upper back. With your next inhale, push the floor away, lift your chest, and then ripple forwards. Come and lie down on your belly. Keeping the fingertips in front of you, widen your legs a little for more stability. With your inhale, press through the fingertips, lift your chest. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, press the floor away and lift. Exhale, little by little, lowering down. Keep that flowing with your breath. Inhale as you peel yourself off the mat, lifting the chest. Exhale as you slowly lower down to your belly and then your chest. You have the option to stay with this movement, or you could start to roll one shoulder in as you lower down. Then press the floor away, lifting the chest back up. Exhaling, rolling the other shoulder in as you lower down. If you like some variety, this is a great way to add some. Finish the round that you're on. Then bring your hands under shoulders, press up to tabletop. Tuck your toes and slowly lift your hips into downward dog. Start with knees bent. Start with heels raised. Give yourself some space to move into instead of going straight to 100%. Start to pedal out your legs and take time to observe what's going on in your body. Notice the effects of the day and where might need more attention. With an inhale, lift the left leg high and open out the hip. As the hips stack, bend the knee and see if you can open the hips a little more. As you hold this, start to roll out the left ankle. Going a few times anti-clockwise and then a few times clockwise. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand and lower the back knee down, coming into lizard. When you arrive here, you have the option to stay up on your fingertips if you prefer to have the chest lifted, or you could walk the hands forwards and start to lower yourself down. Maybe finding your way down to the forearms. You have the option to stay in lizard as you are. If you'd like some variety, you can let the knee fall out to the side. Flex your foot so you're rolling onto the outside of the foot too. Inhale to lift your chest, bring the knee back into alignment, and step back to plank. From plank, lower your knees. Then lower your belly like you're coming into cow pose, tilting your pelvis forwards. From here, bend your elbows to lower your chest and your chin. Then pull your chest and chin forwards to lie down on your belly. Resting hands under shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra. Rolling your shoulders back. With your exhale, lower your chest back down. Make your way back to downward dog. Inhale to lift the right leg high, opening the hip. Then bend your knee. See if that creates more space to allow you to open your hip a little further. Start to roll out the right ankle, going a few times clockwise. And then anti-clockwise. And step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Lower the back knee down to come to lizard. Either staying up on the hands here or exploring your range. Taking the first few breaths here. And if you would like some variety, roll onto the outer edge of the foot. Let the knee fall out to the side. See what sensations come up when you change the pose ever so slightly. Inhale to lift your chest. Step back to plank. Lower your knees. Then dip your belly, tilt your pelvis forwards. Bend your elbows, lower your chest and chin. And like a snake, slither forwards. Inhale as you come through to cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. From downward facing, look forwards in between your hands. And take baby steps, walking the feet to the top of the mat, coming to forward fold. Keeping a bend in the knees, let your upper body hang heavy over the legs. Bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale to lift the chest halfway. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale to lift the chest halfway. Exhale to fold forwards. Final time. This time as you inhale, roll your spine all the way up to stand. And turning to the side of your mat, step the feet wide to come to straddle. Bend your right knee and shift your weight to the right side. So your right knee is stacked over the ankle. You can use your fingertips here for support. You have the option to stay here. If you'd like to take it a step further, turn your foot out to the side, sink your hips down towards your heel, and flex the left foot so the foot tilts up for Skandasana. This one can be a little more challenging, so take your pick, see where you'd like to go today. And if you would like more variety in your Skandasana, interlace your fingers and reach your arms up so it becomes a much more active variation with a little challenge. Slowly release, straighten both legs to come back into a straddle. Then bending the left knee, shifting the weight to the left side, keeping knees stacked over ankle to begin. You can either stay here or transition to Skandasana, so turning out the foot, sinking hip to heel, spinning the right foot open. And if you're looking for more variety, maybe even a challenge, interlace your fingers, flip your palms, reach your arms up. Slowly release, straighten both legs, come back to straddle. From here, fold all the way forwards. Draw your chin to your chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Lift your chest halfway. Walk your hands to your right foot. Keep the left hand on the mat. You can always bend your knees if you can't quite reach the floor. Then reach your right arm up, twist open. Reaching through the right fingertips. Hold for a breath in. Exhale, release the twist, walking the hands to the left foot. Rest the right fingertips on the mat, reach the left arm up, twisting open with an inhale. Reaching through the left fingertips. Exhale to release the twist, come back through center. Start to edge your feet in a little wider than hips width, turning the feet out slightly. Bend your knees, start to sink your hips. You decide how low you go into your malasana. So you could keep the hips a little higher. With the heels raised, this can make it easier. If there's a little more space, the hips and the heels can lower. Again, if you're looking for more of a challenge here, this time interlace the fingers, flip the palms, reach your arms up, and we'll add in a little side bend, starting with bending to the left. Keeping the chest open. Take a full breath in. Exhale, shift to the right. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift back through center. Release the hands. Nice and slow, straighten your legs. Lift your hips. Bring your feet in parallel. Then hold on to your opposite elbow and just sway it out in ragdoll. Keeping a bend in the knees. Nice softness through the legs. With an inhale, round your spine, roll all the way up to stand. Then make your way to the top of your mat. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forwards. Planting your hands, step back to plank. Then lift your hips straight away to come back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg high and open out your hip. Bend your knee. Then sweeping the knee forwards, bring the knee to the back of the left wrist. Open the foot out to the right side. And edge your back leg down the mat to come to pigeon. So we'll do pigeon with a twist, so slightly different. Walk your hands over to your right side to come into a twisted position. You have the option to stay here on your fingertips. If the leg will come to more of a 90-degree angle, then the left elbow can rest in the hook of your foot and hands can come together. So just a couple options to see what works for you. When you find your pose, start to slow down your breath. Gently release the twist. Step back to downward dog. And you can pedal out the legs a few moments here. It's likely one side is feeling a little different, so take a moment for yourself. And then with an inhale, lift the right leg high, open the hip and bend the knee. Sweep the knee forwards to the back of the right wrist. Open the foot to the side and edge your back leg down the mat for pigeon. Walk your hands to the left side to come to pigeon with a twist. You can either stay on your fingertips. If the front leg will come to a 90-degree angle, the right elbow can rest on the inside of the right foot. Hands can come together in the twist. Release the twist. This time, sit over on your right side, swing both legs in front of you. And from here, make your way down to lie on your back. Keeping a bend in the knees, cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Relax your arms by your side. And with an inhale, press into the right foot and lift the hips, coming into a figure four bridge. Press the right heel into the mat, lift the hips just a little higher. With your exhale, gently roll down the spine, lowering a little bit at a time. Keep the legs in a figure four position and let them fall to the right side of the mat, coming into a gentle twist. If it feels okay for the head and neck, you can turn the head to look to the left. Lift the legs and release the twist. Then we'll switch the cross of the legs so the right ankle will cross over the top of the left knee. Press the left heel into the mat as you lift the hips, coming into a figure four bridge. Press through the heel, lift the hips a little higher, holding for an inhale. As you exhale, slowly roll down the spine, lower down to the mat. Keep the legs as they are, but let them fall to the left side, coming into a twist. And if it feels okay for your neck, you could turn your gaze to look to the right. Lift the legs and release the twist. Extend both legs down the mat and reach both arms overhead. Then edge your hands and your feet to the left side of the mat so your body comes into a long curve, reaching from fingertips to toe tips. Feel for a stretch down the right side of the body. And walk the hands and feet over to the right side of the mat, curving down the left side, feeling for a stretch all the way down the left side of the body. Bring hands and feet back through center. Relax your arms by your side, and you have the option to take Shavasana for your final posture. Or you could bend the knees, take the feet a little wider, and knock the knees together for a posture called constructive rest. Especially if you have lower back problems, I really recommend this. If you are taking this variation, then lift the hips And tuck your tailbone just a little so that you can lower the lower back to the mat for a little added support. And resting the hands either on your belly or by your sides. Slowing down the breath. Unwinding from your day. Start to deepen your breath. And finding small movements in the fingers and toes, bringing the body back to life. Hug your knees into your chest. And come into a ball lying on your side. Just taking a few moments here, savoring the practice. And when you're ready, join me in a seated position. Rest your hands on your knees, sit up nice and tall. Then with your inhale, lift your shoulders up by your ears. As you exhale, relax the shoulders back and down. That completes the end of this practice. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next time.